we just saw The Magnificent Seven in Dublin, Ireland, of all places.
Sevlin in Dublin.
Sevlin in Dublin. I've had a little bit to drink. A bit. It was not very good. I had pretty high expectations for it. I love Chris Pratt. I think he's a great actor and he's pretty important. Denzel is great. Ethan Hawke is another great actor. There are tons of great actors. Vincent D'Onofrio's in this, and he is a brilliant actor, and he's pretty good. Nobody's great in this because nobody is given the time. There's a lot of characters in this, and it feels it because everybody is one note, barely one note. Peter Sarsgaard's in this. He is so unrelentingly evil in this. It is like the most stereotypical villain. These are all stereotypes, and it is one of the more unsatisfying experiences I've had in movies in the past year. I would give it no better than a 50. I'll go 50 because there was some moments. I like D'Onofrio's bits. I love Chris Pratt. I can watch him in anything. What did you think?
I thought the acting was the only. I'll probably take this back in a second, but the acting was the best. I won't take it back. The acting was the best part of it. The story was predictable, and like Jack said, the characters were not given enough time to develop. I wanted to see more. Every time a character was on the screen, almost every time, I wanted to see more of them. I think D'Onofrio and Ethan Hawke,
those two
killed it. I think they were fantastic. All the actors were good, but those two were really awesome. I want to see more of them. Again, totally predictable. The action sequences were predictable and too long. This is the kind of movie where at the end you want to have the satisfaction of the good guy winning, and the way the good guy won wasn't satisfying, and even that the good guys won wasn't satisfying because
that's
you
not
knew
a spoiler either, because I'm
not saying what happened. I'm just saying
I'm just saying the good guys win. Shocker! It's a western.
I mean, and it's a remake, but it's not. They win, but they're not playing it as a win. I'm not sure what was going on there at the end, but it was like they won, but it was sad. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have seen it in the movie theater. I'd wait until it comes out, and I'll give it a 70 because of the actors.
Liked it much better than I did
because of the actors, and there were scenes there were certain scenes that were good. I just wish they tried to do something different than just simply remake the original, changing a few things.
Have you seen the original?
A while ago.
I have never seen it. Do you remember it being like this?
Well, it was a long, long time ago.
I have never seen the original Magnificent Seven. I know a man of my age not seeing it. I mean, it made before I was born, but whatever. I've never seen the Magnificent Seven. I saw this one. I might check it out just to see what's different. But for me, the best parts of the movie were actually the seven of them hanging out. They had pretty good chemistry together. But I felt like certain ones that got more screen time were the less interesting characters, What did you think?
So here, first of all, I just want to put all the cards on the table. So we had a few cocktails before we saw this. I went in a little bit buzzed, and I had to leave about 10 minutes in to go pee, and I came back, and then as I was watching it around, sort of coming out of my little, haze, and I fell asleep during the final action sequence of the movie. So I missed a little bit, and I fell asleep during the final action thing. I woke up and then got to see the extended ending. So for me, this is the worst kind of movie because you take talent and you dumb it down. I mean, this to me was dumb on a level of like WWE. Now, I'm not trying to talk bad about WWE. It is what it is, but I want depth. You have some of the best actors in the world. You have an extraordinary director, from what I understand, a great writer, and it just doesn't come together at all. It's completely shallow. There's no depth to any character. The moment you get depth, they jump to something else that's completely irreverent and stupid. I mean, you know, you have a movie called Magnificent Seven. You're getting 7 different types of individuals together. So the challenge in that is, how are we going to have these 7 completely different people from different backgrounds sign up to do the same thing together? Well, the way they did that in this movie was, who gives a shit? They just will say yes. It was nonsense. Now, all that being said, you know,
Actually, yeah, no, it's true. There was really no reason at all for them to come together. Even the ones that seemed like they had a reason, they were never really given a reason.
And that's the whole movie. See, the movie is not the good guy beating the bad guy. That's not the movie. The movie is, how do we get you to believe that these different individuals,
the bounty hunter and the gambler and the Mexican and the Indian and the hunter and the sharpshooter and the
the real challenge.
And the ninja, whatever
a
he
ninja.
was.
That's the real challenge. At one point, I mean, look, this is not a spoiler. The Indian joins. The way the Indian joins is, he comes upon them in the morning. Denzel speaks Comanche to him. They eat a piece of the deer.
I think it was supposed to be its heart.
The deer heart, and they goes, oh, he's signed up, he's in. And he's like, doesn't feel like an Indian. So anyway,
I don't
all right.
think he's actually
What was said already about Ethan Hawke and D'Onofrio, and what Jack said about Pratt is all true. Pratt in moments in this movie was spectacular, but not given enough to really have a role in this character. Too much joking. D'Onofrio was great. He took a take. It was a little bit slapstick, a little bit silly, but it was at least interesting to watch and not predictable. And Ethan Hawke was spectacular.
I think he has the best arc in the movie.
And the gravitas to his acting performance, you're there and you believe him. You're like, this is not an act. So, and I knew from the first scene that this was going to be a bad movie. Really, I could have left after the first 5 minutes, because I knew in that moment that this was going to be a predictable and the same. And I'm just done with it. It makes me like go, I don't want to watch action films unless I'm like well versed in who's behind it and critics are saying that it's good. Anyway, all that being said, I give it a 50 out of 100. I don't think you should see this unless you really, really want to see it. Do not spend your money on it. Do not rent it at a Redbox. Do not rent it off a streaming service. Wait till you can watch it for free. And only then if you want to. I mean, there was some good horse work, like the way they did horse, and there were some great scene shots, like frame, like captions, like very iconic captions. But aside from that, I mean, this was not good. All right. Deuces, love you from Ireland. Come on, come watch a movie with me. Come review it. All right, peace.
Come review in Dublin.
We Dublin in Dublin.